Solar installation companies, you don't just need a new website, you need a new marketing system. In this video, I'm going to give you a really quick whistle-stop tour of how we put solar businesses essentially on steroids. We've taken all of the best practices and what's performing well in the most competitive industries from a marketing perspective. So software, e-commerce, info products, coaching. We've taken all of those and put them into a local solar installation business, and it's going to absolutely just dominate anything else that is out there. I'm going to keep this quick, so let's jump right into the website. So the goals of this site are to establish rapport and to showcase social proof as early as possible in the customer journey. Once we've done that, we need to actually convert that customer. If the only ways that people can reach out to you is by ringing you up or sending you an email, you're leaving so much money on the table that you could collect if you just had the right conversion mechanisms in place. So as we go through, you can see we've got Tom front and center in front of his business. Now, solar unfortunately does have a bit of a reputation, especially with some local companies where companies go up by day and come down by night. So we want to really showcase that the owner of the business is front and center and is standing in front of the work that they do with a lot of pride. So as we come down, you've got the social proof there. You've got one of the advertisements that we've made for this client. If I click here, you can hear a bit of the sound.
Kent or the southeast of England. These solar panels behind me, they produce free electricity.
There we are, really authentic, really natural, just some captions added over the top and some very light editing with some graphics. That's going to perform incredibly well. As you come down, you've got the services, of course, then you've got call outs for your home and for your business, speaking to the different types of visitors that are going to be on your site. And then we come into the installation gallery. Now, this is where this site sets itself apart from any of the competition. If you click on any one of these, you're going to get taken through to a full project write-up where you've got all of the basic information, things like forecasted average monthly savings, the ROI, the number of panels, etc., etc. And as you come down, you've got a full financial savings forecast, which eventually will have the actual savings plotted against this chart as well. As you can see, this customer broke even in just under 7 years. Coming down further, you've got the key callouts, again, monthly savings, carbon offset, energy generated per year, and then you've got a full project report. So a really detailed write-up, but more importantly, a very authentic video review from Nina herself. She's recorded this on her phone, and I'll show you exactly how we get those from customers in a second, but if I click play, you can hear
I would highly recommend working with Infinite Energy.
A review that doesn't feel forced, it doesn't feel fake, it doesn't feel like there's been a big videography team around her. She's just quite literally in her car recording a really quick video to share her experience with Infinite Energy. As we come further down, we've got every year Nina offsets the carbon equivalent of taking 7 flights to Madrid. Now, a lot of people, the carbon offset figure in kilograms doesn't mean anything. There's no context there. So we like to put it into context, put it into relevance, and actually compare it to things like flights to Madrid. As we come down further, we've got a list of the hardware that's been installed, and these projects are actually going to flow through onto the locations page. So as I come through, you've got this really beautiful interactive map where you can see all of the installations that Infinite Energy have done. And as we come down, we can go onto any of the locations they've installed in, and we can see all of the installations that they've actually done in that area. And we've got this very specific page, how much can London residents save? Not any residents, but actually London residents, with an ROI chart from one of the projects that was completed in London. Right? Why are people in London using Infinite Energy, right? And we've got all the projects that have happened actually within London as well as the, typical solar process with a really nice kind of roadmap there for the visitor. Of course, it's all well and good knowing what locations the company serves, but we need to know what services they offer in those locations. So if I come up, we've got the residential breakdown as well as the commercial breakdown. And if you have a specific partner, for example, Infinite Energy are going to be an official partner with Powervolt. So we've actually made a specific kind of hover call out for the battery section that really advertises that and showcases that relationship. If I come on to residential solar, you're going to see, again, a really nice landing page that is specific to solar installation, showcases the 6 key benefits, how much you can save, the process, and much, much more. So we know what services are offered, but now we need to know who's actually going to be installing them and what rights or accreditations that they have to be doing so. So that's where the accreditations page comes in. And you've got all of the company awards, company accreditations, company associations, partners, and even individual awards. And these are flowing through to lots of different locations on the site. If I click onto MCS, you're going to come onto MCS's specific page, which showcases a screenshot of the actual accreditation, as well as the ability to download that accreditation. And if I was to click onto any of the individual awards, you can see that we've got Tom Forster, who's earned his level 3 certificate in inspection, testing and certification of electrical installations. But what about the whole team? Where can we see that? So we'll come over to the About Us section, and you'll see that we've got this really nice, playful hover effect that just showcases some of the personality of the team, as opposed to just quite boring and very common headshots that you would normally see on a company website. But what about the work that these guys do? That's the most important thing. So we'll come over to the Wall of Love, where we can see all of the reviews that have come through for Infinite Energy, including these really lovely video reviews.
Why did you choose to go?
Some of them are lightly edited, but some are just left as they are to be as authentic as possible. You can see that this list is really starting to build up here. And we've actually gone through and highlighted some of the key points there as well to really draw attention to. But how do you actually get all of these reviews, especially the video ones? Do people have to record a video and then send it to you? Is it a really awkward process? Absolutely not. So we actually make custom forms for the customers to complete. If I go over to Safari here, I've got it open. So this is Infinite Energy's one. And as you can see, I can just come here and really quickly click record a video, click allow. It's going to bring up my camera and my microphone. And I can just record a very quick video to the camera here, either on the desktop or actually on the mobile phone. And what's even better is once I do that, let's just quickly do it, smile for the camera, go through, I'll just record a couple seconds here. This is an example. Hi Tom, hi Mark, because they'll receive this when it comes through. I'll click stop. I'll then enter some really brief information, click on submit. And once I've done so, I'm actually going to be asked to spin the wheel to earn rewards. So we've set this up for Infinite Energy to be some John Lewis vouchers and a free system health check, but you could set this up to be absolutely anything. And there we have it. I won the top prize there, the system health check. I only had I think a 5 or 10% chance of winning that actually, so that's awesome. And there you go, it just thanks them for their time. Now, it's really important to note, we can't incentivize Google reviews. That's actually against Google's policies, but we can incentivize reviews that we collect on our own platform. So what we tend to do is ask for a Google review first. If someone gives a Google review and they've already taken the time to do that, then we can incentivize them taking the extra time to record that video review that is worth, 10, 20, 100 times more than just that simple text Google review that they've already done. But where do those reviews actually go? So we've actually set up completely custom platform for Infinite Energy so that they can log and store all of these reviews. Here you go, you can see the one that's actually come through just now. I can come in and approve that. I can then create animated videos off the back of it. I can create instant images for things like social media, and this is all going to sync automatically through to the website. Now, we don't want you to have to come into this platform all the time and create these images and spend your valuable time doing those really basic tasks. So we can actually completely automate this process. If a review is 4 stars or 5 stars or even just 5 stars, we can ensure that that gets automatically posted onto your various social media platforms without you lifting a finger. So we also talked about conversion mechanisms, how we can actually take someone from a visitor on your website through to a lead on your CRM. So we've got the basic things like a phone number. Some people will just prefer to give you a call and get quick access to information, but we've also got things like our multi-step form, which is going to really just try to qualify them and ask some questions that are going to give you more information that you can advance the conversation with that customer as quickly as possible. But it's 2024 and we need to do much, much more than this. There are a lot of people that simply won't spend even the 2 minutes that it takes to go through one of these basic multi-step forms. So in those scenarios, we've actually got this custom tool where you can design your very own system and get a quote there and then through the software. So I can enter an address. Let's just do 10 Downing Street for the time being. Select the right one. I can then pin the roof over here, number 10. It's then going to initialize the design and I can actually start to draw my roof. So let's draw it on like so. Click done, got it. I can then continue by clicking save. I can enter the picture of the roof. It's going to give me an estimated size and I can actually adjust the number of panels, for example. I can then state where the roof is facing, how many floors it has, if the roof has any shading. Let's just put no for this example. I can then enter information as a visitor to save this quote for later, which many people will actually do, or I can click no thanks, not at the moment, to just get past this step. And there it's going to give me an estimated price. It's going to give me an estimated reduction on my energy bills, which of course I can adjust. I can adjust my yearly usage, I can bring that up. I can also set the yearly cost that I spend on energy, and it's then going to be able to calculate things like my actual savings on a yearly basis, and therefore the return on investment of the entire system. There will be different hardware packages that people can select. If you wanted a slightly cheaper option, you could go for Solax, or if you wanted the real high-end stuff, you could go for the Solar Edge system. It's going to factor in things like the cost of the scaffolding, the installation, and even give add-on options like the EV charging point. And then finally give a total indicative price, which you can, of course, request the free quote to actually get a real price, or you can save that quote for later by entering your information. What about once the customer has actually had their installation? Does that mean that the website has served its purpose? Absolutely not, because we can use it for things like account specific pages. So I can come over here to log in, I can enter my information, and I'll then be logged into my very own account specific page. So here I am, here's a brief video from Tom just introducing me to the page, explaining how it functions. I'm going to see all of my documentation, which is just uploaded very simply to a Google Drive folder on the back end. If I haven't left a video review yet, then I'm obviously going to be instructed to do so, to be in with a chance to win any of the prizes there. I can also see my own ROI forecast if this was set here, and I've got access immediately to the support team to reach out to anyone that I may need. So the next objection is that you're probably thinking this is just way too much to manage, to actually take hold of, to give to any one of your team. It's going to need to be someone that's really skilled in web design or even development. They're going to need to know how to code. Absolutely not. So first of all, there's no coding required, which will lead you to probably think that we're using something like WordPress, something like this that looks absolutely ghastly. You can't figure out what on earth you're meant to do where, and it's just an awful user experience. We absolutely do not use WordPress. We use a tool called Framer. Now, immediately you can see the difference. You've got this canvas environment where you can come in, you can very quickly just edit text, come in, change the text like so, just by double clicking in there. You've got all of your pages down the side here. And for the content that you update regularly, so things like your projects, all you need to do is come into the CMS or content management system, and you've got everything there. And when you want to add a new one, it's literally as simple as clicking new item, adding the title, and adding the information here. Now, there is a lot of information to add, I'll give you that, to actually populate that kind of a page. It's a very in-depth page, it's an in-depth case study, right? But I'm going to show you how quickly this can actually be done with the use of AI, and we'll actually do it for you because it's so quick on our end. I've actually got a timer on my microphone here, and I'm going to time myself doing this so that I can prove the point of just how easy this is to do. Okay, so here we go. So while this is sped up and I'm going through, what I'm doing right now is taking a PDF from EasyPV, the actual project system design. I've just put that into ChatGPT, which has output all of the information I need to add. Then I've added the testimonial, and now I'm just taking the chart that ChatGPT gave me and putting that into Graphy, which is how we create those interactive charts. Now I'm just adding some of the gallery imagery. This is quite a repetitive process, but we'll improve it soon. And there we go. And there we have it. In just under 7 minutes, I have gone ahead and created an incredibly rich case study page that has all of the details about this customer. Has their financial savings forecast, it has all of their monthly savings, yearly savings, it has the project report, it has the video review from Matthew himself, it has the number of flights, it has the list of the hardware that was installed, and that has all come almost entirely from the EasyPV system design document that I actually received from the client without any further amendments. We've used some GPT prompts to basically pull this information out to create this page incredibly quickly, and it's within our plans to automate this process as much as possible to get this even faster. And in the meantime, we're going to do it for you anyway, so it's best of both worlds. So given the quality of all this, and given the advertisements that we're going to be creating for you, and then paying for the advertising spend on your behalf on your own advertising accounts, you're going to have a significantly increased flow of leads. Now, what good are leads without actually having the ability to move them through the process and actually eventually close them? Which is why on the back end, we've got an entire system set up to help you do just that. At its core, it's a CRM, but there is so much else going on under the hood of this solar specific system that is going to take your leads from cold to warm and from the start of the funnel all the way through to having that system installed. So a quick tour. Of course, you've got the pipeline that you can track exactly where your leads are. And if you already have a CRM, we can just hook and sync directly into your existing CRM. Beyond that, you've got the marketing. So we've got over 100 emails that are set up ready for this client to run the 30-day nurturing sequence. So when someone first gives you their email address, you can nurture them automatically for 30 days, handling common objections, introducing them to some of your best customers. I'll show you what an email actually looks like when it gets received. Here we are. This is one of the examples from Infinite Energy. You've got Tom introducing himself. You've got the nice smiley headshot there, and you've even got a call to action to use the quote tool that I demonstrated earlier. Of course, you're not going to have to manually be sending all of these emails. These are all set up within our workflows, and we've got hundreds of automations here on the back end that's going to help you essentially just focus on building the business and growing the business as opposed to working within it. Anything like simple things when a customer calls you and you miss the call, just having something that's going to automatically text them and ask them what their inquiry was about, or if they need help with something, if it recognizes that they're an existing customer, that's going to save you so much time. And there are quite literally hundreds of these automations within this system. On the nurture end, you've got all of those installation sequences, confirming the installation. If someone's, booked an appointment with you, they're going to get specific automations off of the back of that. And these aren't simple automations. These are things that are actually quite in depth and have quite a lot of different scenarios attached to them. So this is just one example of the hundreds of automations we've got running in the back end. This happens when someone responds to the automatic social media messaging that will do if someone messages or comments on your account. It also happens if someone completes the website form. It's going to come in, it's going to create an opportunity within your CRM. It's then going to email you and tell you as quickly as possible that someone has come through that process. It's going to tag them effectively so that they're organized within the system. It's going to wait 15 minutes to just make it feel a little bit more natural. It's then going to send them an email that just says, thanks for your interest. Here are the next steps. That's the day one email of the 30-day sequence. It's then going to wait for a little while. It's then going to send them an SMS. And these are all completely set up on your behalf. It happens without you lifting a single finger. And you can even do things like e-signatures for contracts through this platform. You can really run your entire operations and make sure everything is super streamlined. When you send off a contract, if it doesn't get signed within 3 days, you can send an automatic reminder without you doing anything. Things are just going to happen. It's just going to flow through without you putting the additional effort in or the additional team members that would otherwise be required for this kind of thing to happen as smoothly. Now, you can obviously operate this on your desktop, but also on your mobile app. So you can have your team download this app and move people along the pipeline, or tag them with certain things or put them into certain automations based on what happens in person, as well as you managing from behind the scenes. Now, I understand there's a lot going on, which is why we also build in custom reports on exactly what's happening. So you'll see exactly, the number of leads that are coming through the system, the pipeline value that's been generated. You will see even, we'll hook up into other tools. So Google Analytics, you'll see the website traffic that you've got, Google Search Console. So we can track the organic traffic, the SEO, how your website is actually performing in organic search. Are the location pages that we've set up for you, are they actually ranking in those local areas? For example, are you ranking for solar installation in Red Hill? And you'll have all of this on this single reporting dashboard that will also be sent to you on a weekly basis. So if you think that this would be of benefit to you and your business, if you think that all of the things that will take off your plate would save you time and save you money and actually make you more money through the increased deal flow that's going to be coming through off the back of the ads that we'll pay for, you should definitely get in touch. You can do that by going to our website and just chucking your email address in, or you can book directly onto a call with us by clicking the button up in the top right. Really looking forward to hearing from you. Of course, with this kind of thing, especially because we're paying for the ad spend, we have locational exclusivity. So that means we can only run ads for one solar company in a certain area. So make sure to inquire quickly, because if we are already working with someone in your area, unfortunately, unless they stop working with us, we won't be able to work with you, and we will essentially be running all of these systems for someone that's competing against your business. So definitely consider getting in touch, even if it's just for a really casual conversation. We're more than happy to provide advice on the specifics of the system. Maybe there's one component that would really benefit your business, but you've got most of the rest in check. Thanks so much for your time. I hope this was useful, and I will hopefully hear from you soon.